In this demonstration, I've been tasked with taking a collection of scheduled batch jobs from a legacy platform and converting them to scheduled workflows in Resolve. Workflows like this one. Ahead of time, I've gone and exported my jobs from a legacy workload automation platform, and in order to convert and import them into my Resolve Actions tenant, I'll use the Resolve Job Converter. And you can see me use this here against my export. Let's run it. We can see the tool getting to work, parsing out the jobs, mapping them, reading them, and converting them to Resolve Actions workflows, before finally inserting them into my tenant, along with all of their predefined schedules, just like in the original source platform. Okay, let's return to Resolve to take a look. Well, here I am in the scheduled jobs dashboard, and what do we see but our 10 converted and imported scheduled jobs, already configured to run on the same cadence they did in the origin system, and with corresponding workflows already built and configured. Let's take a look at this particular one. Our description says, collects nightly SAP finance audit logs from the legacy mainframe handoff and stages them for downstream validation. Over here on the panel on the right, we can see different variables passed to the scheduled workflow, for example, the production SAP system, again inherited from the original job, and of course, things like the recurrence pattern, how frequently and on what sort of cadence should this automatic scheduled workflow run. And as you can see, there's a host of other options as well. Now let's take a look at the automatically generated workflow. We can see that all of the logic and all of the steps present in our original batch scheduled job are here, translated into a Resolve workflow. We can see initializing run context, getting the legacy connection, and of course things like requesting the nightly audits, retrieving audit log files, staging files, validating them, and even exception and error handling. Things like sending emails to notify the operations team. We have steps like record normalization, doing various control checks, and once again, exception handling to notify teams when there's an issue. And if everything is successful, we can publish files, run our validation job, our balance reconciliation job, and then even end in generating a spreadsheet report. This job is a great example of why Resolve is useful in legacy environments. The source system does not need to expose an API. We can preserve the customer's existing file-based and command-driven operating standard, then wrap that automation in a Resolve workflow. From there, Resolve effectively gives the organization an API-like control plane around the mainframe process, with scheduling, observability, outputs, error handling, and downstream integrations. We can even use things like the mission control dashboard here to see what types of jobs are running, from where, how frequently, how long they're taking, and more. So we've seen how easy it can be to migrate legacy batch workload automation jobs into Resolve as workflows. But what about the future of workload automation? What does that look like? Well, let me show you. In this simple workflow, we are leveraging the Agentic API caller. With this activity, we can integrate with the LLM of our choice, for example, Claude Haiku or Sonnet or Opus, and then use natural language to describe precisely what we need. For example, I need to find all ServiceNow tickets related to any Datadog alert or incident from the past 15 days, and then I need a table returned with all of these columns, essentially correlating monitoring and observability tools, alerts and alarms with tickets in our ITSM, and then presenting all of that data back to us so our workflow can use it and keep on going. All I need to do is supply my own variables like you see here with any names that I choose whatsoever that makes sense. For example, I know the Agentic API caller will need to use my ServiceNow instance URL to talk to that particular ITSM, so I provided it. And I also provided the same types of credential objects you'd expect for any sort of API authentication. None of these credential objects whatsoever are ever passed to the LLM. Only their variable names are used so that the LLM can construct the API calls, and then they are run securely and locally in the customer's environment. If we look at our execution log at the bottom, we can actually see the output of running this Agentic caller, where all of the columns that I specified in my natural language prompt are present right here, effectively compiling all of this data without the need for me to explicitly and deterministically design and develop a workflow that makes the API calls, correlates, joins data, separates data, transforms data, etc. It's all done for me. It's technologies like this that really represent the future of workload automation. So, what did we see? The ability to easily import and convert legacy workload automation jobs into modern, flexible Resolve workflows, even the ability to preserve the original scheduling. We also saw the ability to turn those old jobs into API triggerable workflows, in essence creating an API wrapper. Any and all automation living inside Resolve can be invoked via API by any external system. We also saw the future of workload automation with components like Resolve's Agentic API caller.